replenished this morning. And I've had a very difficult week since last week. Acoustics, since last week. When word came through the National Assembly about Daystar. And Patterson, what has killed my heart is that in this country, we lie and we call ourselves leaders. I have worked all my life for the good of this country in terms of education. I have shepherded so many children to become what God wanted them to become. I have not stopped crying, and I've watched that video clip of that MP when he said that at Daystar, students are denied their marks on the basis of religion. May God forgive him. I've avoided to talk to the press because I don't know how many of us, the accountable people in this country, who truly believe in the value of education. And when somebody stands in Parliament and speaks lies, I'm pained. In fact, I've been trying to work, but it has been very difficult. So your message has lifted me up. Yes. In 1 Peter, and please flag that up, 1 Peter 3:15. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15. If you could flag that up. Yes, but in your hearts revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. I wish that member of parliament knew who, first of all, I am and who Daystar is. I'm expecting a team from the ministry to come and see how we do our worship. If this worship was compulsory, we would have no space. Yes. I mean, I have over 7,000 students. But for a national leader to stand up and lie, I'll have my day in court with him. Yes. And Kenyans have to know, including, I don't want to mention, we must begin to ask people, what is your contribution to this country? What have you done for this country? Yes, to destroy the image of an institution like this. Ayiro manipulating results for students? What are we saying? And if you don't protect the few individuals who are giving this country a semblance of sanctity, the country will die. So I'm waiting for the team, and I have a message for them. And my message is that maybe you are very worried at the hope some of us carry in our hearts. That's why you can stand up and say those things. There is an acronym I have refused to memorize, but now I'm being forced because I'm preparing for this so-called audit. It is LBQ something. And to stand in a National Assembly and talk about Daystar vis-a-vis us perpetuating that. Why don't you fix things in this country where things are so horrible? Yes. Why are you going for the innocent? If there's somebody who has stood in for the oneness of the humankind, it is me. Yes. And my Muslim students, I have always stood here and said, we are one. You have your path, we have our path. He loves them more than I love. That's what has been making me cry. He loves them more than I love them. Does he know that in my own home, some of us are Muslims, some of us are Christians? Does he know that? But I take solace in this verse. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. So Daystar, we talked, the sermon today was about the environment. Number 2, I haven't heard. Experience. Number 3, yeah. Lovely, succinct messages. So I had an encounter last week. When everybody was calling me, and what has that encounter done? It has deepened my faith in Christ.